There's a little town in northern Maine where winters come early and fog lingers long after the sun rises. Tucked at the edge of this town is a shuttered boarding school called Black Hollow Academy. It's been closed for years, but locals say if you press your ear to the old West Wing's door, you can still hear whispers. In the fall of 1979, a new teacher named Claire Holloway arrived to take a position at the academy. Young, idealistic, and eager, Claire didn't mind that they gave her a room in the West Wing, which had been unused for over a decade. Bad heating, they said, but she found it oddly warm. Too warm, in fact. Her room was sparse: a bed, a desk, a tall armoire, and a floor-length mirror nailed to the wall. The mirror was antique, too grand for such a plain room, and it didn't reflect quite right. Claire noticed her reflection always seemed delayed, subtle but off, like her mirrored self was waiting a beat too long to move. Then the whispers began. At first, she thought it was the wind. They were so faint, barely audible. Just before sleep, she'd hear, "We see you." She doesn't know. Not yet. Claire started leaving the lights on. One night, after grading papers, she sat at the desk and saw movement in the mirror out of the corner of her eye. Turning to look, her reflection was staring directly at her. Face blank, eyes empty, lips moving silently. She froze. Then the reflection smiled. Claire flung a blanket over the mirror and didn't sleep. The next day, she asked the headmaster about the mirror. His expression turned to stone. "I told them to remove that thing," he muttered. Then, reluctantly, he told her the story. 20 years before, a student named Margaret Lorne vanished from the West Wing. A quiet girl with a love for poetry and solitude. She was found days later, inside the mirror. Not behind it. Inside it. Her body was never recovered, but her dorm room was sealed off. Claire's room. The mirror was left nailed to the wall, forgotten in the years the wing was closed. Until now. That night, Claire dreamed she was walking down the hallway, but everything was reversed, as if she were inside the mirror. The world was colorless, the sounds muffled, and she saw Margaret standing at the end of the corridor, weeping blood from her eyes. When she woke, the mirror was uncovered. Her reflection smiled and whispered, clearly this time, "You're almost ready." Claire tried to leave the room, but the door wouldn't open. The windows wouldn't break, and her reflection no longer copied her movements. It just stood there, watching, smiling. She was found days later. Or rather, Claire was. Pale, silent, distant. She quit the academy the next week. But if you go to Black Hollow today and find your way to the West Wing, you'll see the mirror still hanging in that room. If you look carefully, you'll notice your reflection might blink just a little too late. And if you stay too long,